Hey all, good morning and welcome to Share Trek. This is Raj here. It's a Sunday, and today I think I would like to give you an insight into how I'm looking at the genomics industry, the structure of the industry, how it's evolving, and where it is heading. And also, I would like to give you an overview of everything that I have learned in the last 12 months since I published my first video on 8th of November 2021 to start this channel. I look forward to you, our viewers, filling in some of the blanks as you watch this video. Let's get started. Welcome back, friends. I would like to start by talking about the difficulties with the initial videos. So the first part is just going to be the technical issues with starting the channel and all the things that I learned while doing the channel. I'll try to keep it short. And the second part is going to talk about the structure of the genomic industry, the way I see it evolving, the various components, the various types of companies that are feeding into the ultimate gene therapy that we are getting with the likes of CRISPR Therapeutics, Beam, and others. So it's a two-part content. So please bear with me while I start off by talking about my initial difficulties as a content producer. So to talk about my learning curve, I would say that when I did my very first video on 8th of November, I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew that I had to start a YouTube channel and I wanted to share my knowledge and understanding with the general population and get feedback and build a kind of community. It's not as easy as just sitting in front of a camera and talking about it. That's what I literally did in the first round. And then after I recorded it, I found that it was disjointed and it didn't make sense and it didn't lead anywhere. The progression was not right and I didn't look good on the camera to myself and my voice was all over the place, going up and down and all that stuff. So then I learned that you get editing software and you can cut out the bad parts, the ums and the ahs that keep repeating and all that stuff. So I looked for all free software and I found some free software. Everything is on YouTube. There are people on YouTube telling you what software is good for editing, what software is good for adding special effects and so on and so forth, and which are free. So it was very easy, but it took time. The first part is to realize that we don't know certain things. And the second part is to look for it on YouTube and find some expert telling you how to do it. And then it becomes very easy. So I started editing my videos. And then again, editing is an art. And you keep on editing and you start learning how to make things flow smoothly. So the video becomes better with time and more experience. So I discovered new softwares, and then the next challenge was copyright, because I wanted the viewers to feel the concept that I was trying to explain. So I remember in a particular segment, I had used a clip of Wile E. Coyote, where the Wile E. Coyote is chasing the roadrunner and the roadrunner just flies off the cliff and the Wile E. Coyote goes off the cliff and then falls down. It's a very famous clip. I wanted to show that that's what happened. But immediately I got a copyright violation and I had to blank out that portion on YouTube, because once you load a video to YouTube, you can't take it back. You can just blank out. If you take it back, you lose all the views and everything. So at that time, I didn't have the required 4,000 hours of viewing. So I chose to keep it there and I just blanked out the section. So that was the introduction to copyright violation for me. And then, of course, I had the famous challenges with audio where viewers would say, it seems like you're speaking from a tunnel or something. So I think we have handled it a little bit. Again, I looked at YouTube for solutions, and there were a lot of people who were providing information about what kind of mic to use, how far should you keep it from your mouth, and how to calibrate various aspects of the audio. So there are special software available to do all the calibrations. So I was able to do some of them and got the audio to a reasonable level. Of course, I don't think the audio is still as good as I would like it to be, but it is possible at this point of time. And my next quantum leap will come when I'm able to get some time to do more calibrations on the audio. So that was the whole lot of things that I learned. And also it becomes very difficult to get the video to be viewed by people who want to see it, because YouTube is like a big forest and my video would be like a small weed, and for the right person to find that video is going to be challenging. So that still remains a challenge to this date, because there are so many people who are interested in genomics and they have just not found our channel. And that all depends on the YouTube search algorithm, and that's something that I'm still in the process of learning. Some videos do make it a hit. I have one of the best videos which went for 4,200 views. That is the maximum views that I have ever had for a video. Another did around 3,200 views, so on. But of late, most of the views have been tapped out around 500 or 600 views. So I need to still improve the content, I know. And I also need to understand how the SEO works, search engine optimization works in YouTube, figure out the algorithm, and things will get better. So that's what has been my learning curve, and it took me almost a year to reach where I have today. And today we have around 700 subscribers. So I'm really grateful to all the subscribers, especially the very first ones who started off when I was just playing around with the YouTube, trying to communicate, and my videos were really horrible when I look back at it. Not that my videos now are anything that great, but it's definitely way superior to what I had in my initial video on 8th November. So thanks to all those subscribers, and especially loyal subscribers who keep on propping me up whenever I feel demotivated. So there are some, I'm not going to name names because there are too many, and I will take too much time out here. But some have been helping me through emails, giving me confidence and propping me up. And some have been very first to put a like on the video and put a comment there so that the algorithm picks up. So I really thank all those subscribers who have kept me going and gave me the confidence to go on. I hope you'll stay on my side going forward as well, and I'll try to do my best to meet your expectation and exceed it. So having said that, let's talk about how I got into genomics and then go into genomics itself. Initially, I was invested in FANG stocks and high momentum stocks. I was not looking at genomics. To be very honest, I was not looking at genomics. The only genomics company that caught my attention was CRISPR Therapeutics. And again, I must confess that it caught my attention because I read about CRISPR being a hot technology, and I looked for CRISPR companies, and CRISPR Therapeutics came up first. I looked at it, I really liked what I saw, and I thought I'll start investing in it. And so it was one of the first companies that I put in my videos. And then I found that most of the people who are looking at my videos are focused on CRISPR Therapeutics. So slowly all the FANG stocks got out of the way, and we became a pure genomics company. I started looking at finding more companies that are into CRISPR technology. I got Beam, Intelia, and all those companies, and we have built up a huge watch list that we have here. And that's how I became a pure genomics channel out here. I focused in on genomics, and thanks to the viewers who told me, Raj, just focus on genomics, be a pure genomics company, and that's exactly what I have done. And I have been rewarded very nicely, and I think getting 700 subscribers in a year is definitely a good accomplishment. So I'm very motivated at this point of time. And I have had a very, very steep learning curve in genomics. And I come from a technology background. I have been a software guy throughout my life. And in software, there is so much of things happening. So learning new things is not a difficult aspect for me. I'm not daunted by it. We learn about, take the case of software. When I started off in software, we were in sequential programming. I started off with COBOL. And then I did Foxbase, DBase, those things many of the young people today may not even hear about. And then I graduated to C language, and then it was C++. That's where the object-oriented system started, and then Java came in, system agnostic programming. So I had to learn so many different things, and even as a project manager, I had to go from waterfall methodology into the Scrum methodology and the iterative development process. So there are so many things that have changed in the software technology. So learning new things is not difficult for me, but of course, genomics is a steep learning curve because I have education in biology up to junior college level. Beyond that, I didn't learn biology, but I understand the basics. So it's a steep learning curve for me, and I think I'm doing a reasonably good enough job. And every time I discover something new, it's like an aha moment. Oh, so this is the missing piece that we need. So today I want to talk to you about how I view the industry and what I continue to discover as I discover more and more building blocks when I do more research on genomics. So let's walk through this chart that I have here for you. I'm going to talk you through it. So this is how I look at the genomics industry at this point of time. And I know that this is not a complete picture because there will be more missing blocks that I'll have to fill in. That's where I would like our viewers to give me some idea of where to fill in some of those gaps that may be existing out here. You may look at it slightly differently and give me something, but I can put that all into a cohesive block and make one more bubble out here or two more bubbles out here and put them there, so that we have a comprehensive view of the genomic industry, backward integration and forward, and look at all the opportunities that are there for various companies. For example, gene therapy companies could do backward integration in order to improve their margins, or there could be manufacturers who are doing building blocks out here who would like to get into gene therapy or protein degrading or synthetic biology. So all possibilities are there, and as investors we need to look at all these possibilities, and we have to understand the whole ecosystem as such. So right now our focus is predominantly on gene therapy companies, where we have companies like CRISPR, Intellia, Caribou Biosciences, and Beam. We also have, to a certain extent, our focus on genomic sequencing companies, where we have PACV and Oxford Nanopore and Illumina, to name a few. And then we have at least one company in synthetic biology which we are looking at, which is DNA. And I made a video about a protein degrading company called Chimera. There are a few more protein degrading companies. We have not had any of them in our watch list. I think we need to add them to our watch list, but our watch list is becoming really big, and it's going to be difficult for us to do any kind of technical analysis. I've already stopped doing technical analysis. I'm just giving high-level comments in the morning show. And of course, our morning show doesn't have as much audience as our special videos do, the second video of the day. So I'm thinking that our channel has to go more towards the second video, while also keeping focus on the technical analysis. So I need to think of some way in which I can retain the technical analysis, which is something that most channels do not give for genomic companies on a consistent basis, and at the same time also retain focus on all these building blocks that we are seeing here, and include all these companies into our repertoire and keep track of all of them on a consistent basis. So it calls for two videos, one technical analysis video and one for these. At this point of time, that's how I'm organizing my videos, but I need a much better approach so that we can do justice to technical analysis and go deep, and at the same time also do justice to all these companies in all these different sectors. So we also have system manufacturers who are companies such as Thermo Fisher, to name one of them. And we also have a company called Wuxi Advanced Therapies. I'll make a video about them later. It's a China-based company. These are companies that manufacture systems which can create, which can allow companies to manufacture AAVs and lentivirus, those kind of things, which are used by delivery vehicle provider companies who manufacture AAVs, LNPs, etc. So if you look at delivery vehicle manufacturers, we have companies like Exelead. I have to make a video on them, and Aquitas. They are companies who manufacture AAVs en masse. And there are also contract manufacturers who would create AAVs for gene therapy companies, in which they can incorporate all the genetic material needed and package it and deliver it using good manufacturing practice, which is called a GMP, which is prescribed by the FDA. So they follow the good manufacturing practices. So in a way, when I come from the technology side, the way I look at this is like Apple coming up with a new iPhone or an Apple Watch and then sending it off to Foxconn to make all those things, or for that matter, let us say any other software development company coming up with an idea for a product and making the designs and everything and getting an offshore development unit in India to complete the software. So that's how I look at the emerging shape of the genomic industry, where gene therapy companies will ultimately go into the higher end of the food chain, where they will come up with the intellectual property, they will come up with the design of the therapy, and then they will have contract companies. There is one more bubble out here which I have not put, which I should actually include. That's going to be contract companies, CROs, contract research organizations who do the entire research for the gene therapy company, and they deal with the FDA and all the other authorities and get the whole process going until the approval, and then get back to the gene therapy company with the FDA approval. So there are so many building blocks out here, and I think we are just scratching the surface in ShareTrek by looking at gene therapy companies and one synthetic biology company and a few genomic sequencing companies. We have not cracked the lid on system manufacturers. We have not cracked the lid on delivery vehicle providers. We need to do that, and we have not done anything on protein degrading companies except Chimera. And Syntheco is a company that I would like to cover in synthetic biology. So there's a whole lot of things that we need to do. Apart from this, for the channel content, I'm also looking at adding a layer that focuses on key diseases like type 2 diabetes, cholesterol, lupus, HIV. These are big chunks that need to be handled by the genomic industry, and that's a huge market for that. And lots of patients out there who are looking for relief in these areas. So that's another dimension or prism through which we can look at the industry, and we could get some good insights. That said, there are many private companies in each field doing great work and may come up with an IPO someday. As more and more genomic companies get into the act, the demand for effective delivery mechanism and manufacturing equipment will increase. Genomic companies are targeting rare diseases, and the volumes are lower during research, but on getting into production, the volumes may increase. But still, many of the therapies that are currently going through clinical trial are going to look at a smaller volume of patients even in production. But the recent COVID outbreak shows us that the COVID vaccine created a demand for viral vectors, which skyrocketed overnight. And that's going to happen when more and more of the genetic therapies are coming into fruition, and our editing capability becomes more reliable beyond the 2-gene stage. Then there's going to be therapies which will address much larger conditions, and we'll need delivery mechanisms to ramp up very quickly. The industry is definitely working away at this problem to come up with reliable delivery mechanism, manufacturing to scale, and so on. So I'm very enthused by that. And as an investor, I see a great opportunity in this sector. This is similar to the dot-com revolution that we saw during the growth of internet, with companies which culminated with the FANG group of companies which are at the top of the food chain at this point of time. There is tremendous excitement, and many deals are being done even in this depressing economic environment. And I also look at the fact that we have come to almost a year of doing videos in this channel. So I'm approaching my 1-year anniversary for this channel on 8th of November. And when I look back at my grueling schedule of producing videos daily, I've been doing 2 videos daily for quite a while. You look at this graphic out here, which shows 461 videos. That's a whole lot of videos for a one-man studio. So that said, I think I'd like to add that it takes a lot of effort to identify a suitable topic, gather the information, write the script, make sure that the script flows properly, deliver it to the camera, edit it, create thumbnails, and upload it onto YouTube. So it's a lot of effort. I'm not complaining. I'm really happy that I have so many subscribers here and the channel is doing well. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. But I'm thinking of taking a break for 10 days on the eve of the 1-year anniversary. I hope our audience will stay engaged, and I hope that when I return back from my vacation, I'll still have all the subscribers out there looking at my new videos. So I'm thinking November 18 to November 29 as potential vacation time. It'll help me refresh and recharge. It'll allow me to step away from this whole thing and take a fresh perspective and come back, and then I might be able to add more value and come up with better videos. And that's what I'm thinking. Of course, this is like asking for a day off from the boss, and you guys are my boss right now. So I'm asking you for a day off. So not a day off, actually 10 days off. So with that said, of course, if something comes up in between during my vacation, I'll post a video, but it won't be like what I post right now. It'll be a video from my iPhone where just I'll be talking. There might be no graphics on it or anything. I think I need to have this break to avoid a burnout. So please let me know what you think. Put your comments below. of what I could have done better, or some areas like the bubbles that I could add for coverage of our industry or to better organize it. Give me your feedback. Let me get an idea of how you think about the industry and what you're looking forward to in this channel, how you'd like to divert this channel, what direction you want it to go. So as always, if you like this video, please press a like button out there, and if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and help me grow this channel. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now, guys. Enjoy your weekend.